Yo, what's up? Welcome to My Life Monday with Mike, your mentor. Hope you guys have had a good start to your week. And I appreciate you guys being here. If you're watching this live, I'd love for you down in the comments to leave hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. As always, I appreciate you guys' comments and thoughts. So tonight on My Life Monday, I want to talk about something that's extremely important to me, and it's ironic that it, it this happens to be the day. Um, the Bible says, "No greater love hath a man than to lay down his life for his friends and family." John 15:13, and I don't know how you could argue with that as being the greatest sacrifice or the greatest example of love. And it's pretty fitting that today is Veterans Day. So I just want to thank all of our veterans who are out there, laying down their life for our freedom and our protection, and all those that already have. I don't have too many pet peeves, but one of the pet peeves that I do have is when people don't appreciate, thank, or acknowledge this sacrifice that veterans have given, regardless of your political circumstances or beliefs, regardless of if you agree with war or not. These people have chosen to enlist and protect everything that we hold sacred and true and dear here in America, and many of them have given their lives. And for us to demean that and to degrade that, it hurts my heart. It really does. Nothing makes me more sad than to be at a parade and to see these veterans come down the road marching, and people refusing to stand up, people refusing to clap, people refusing to acknowledge what these people did. When I was a young kid, everyone stood up and everyone paid their respect, and everyone cheered. It's no wonder that veterans are one of the highest groups for suicide or taking their lives by suicide out there in America and in the world. Don't know, but maybe that number would be less if we showed a little more appreciation for what these people did and what they gave up for us. Whether they knowingly did it or unknowingly did it, whatever their motivation was for listening, we benefited from that. So thank you to all the veterans out there for your sacrifice. As far as me and my family, we will always be grateful, and we will always pay our respects for the sacrifice that you laid down. So to go along with this theme tonight, because I think it's important, right? You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. We take for granted that our heart beats without us thinking. We take for granted that our lungs pull in air without us having to think about it. I mean, I do. How often do you think about that? Ever? Once a year, maybe? If you're sucking wind from exercising, or if you go to the doctor and then something's wrong. Other than that, you just go on about your business, right? And we don't know if we're going to wake up tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow has in store for us. We don't know if we're out there, and where I'm at in Michigan, it just started snowing. And people lose their mind when the first snow falls. And everyone forgets how to drive, right? They try to be just as aggressive when there's no snow on the ground than when there's a little bit of snow on the ground. And it ends up with a lot of accidents. And unfortunately, in some cases, people lose their life. And I'm pretty sure those people didn't wake up that day thinking that that was going to happen. So I say all this to say, right, as just a reminder of taking some time each day to be grateful for what you have, right? You can always find something to be grateful for. I mean, even if it's just the senses that you have, the ability to hear, the ability to see, the ability to smell, the ability to taste, right? The ability to be able to touch things and feel texture, right? To have clothes on your back, to have a roof over your head, to have something to put into your mouth to sustain you for that day. To be able to go over to your faucet and turn on the water and have it come out and you not have to worry about where it's coming from or how it's getting there. It's just there in abundance in most cases in America. So tonight I just want to pay tribute and respects. One of my coworkers lost their life, their fight with cancer. They had prostate cancer, and they were diagnosed just a few short months ago. And prostate cancer is nasty, man, and it came on hard. And we just heard over the weekend that she passed away. So my condolences to Mary Kay's family, her husband, and her daughters. She was an awesome lady, always super excited, always full of energy, full of positivity, and really wanted to help those in need with everything that she did. And she bent over backwards and sometimes put us in a jam to make things happen, but it was typically for a good cause and well-meaning. So I just want to honor her in that. And then finally, before we get out of here tonight, along that lines as well, you may or may not heard, depending on where you're at in the country. If you're in Michigan and you pay attention to sports, you know that Charles Rogers passed away at age 35, I believe, from liver and cancer complications. And you know, that's something I can relate to because my dad died of liver cancer, stage 4. Hadn't seen him in 2 years. Get a call out of the blue, he's coming to my graduation, but I shouldn't be scared when I see him because he doesn't look the same. My brain picks that up as he continues to ramble on. I say, hold up, what do you mean? And he goes on to tell me that he's got stage 4 liver cancer and they're trying their best, but the doctors don't know how long he'll have to live. And he died a few weeks after that. But specifically why I guess I pay homage to Charles Rogers, because I actually knew him a little bit. We were on the same 8th grade AAU basketball team for one practice. He came and he was supposed to be our center. And if you knew, or maybe you're watching this and you don't know Charles Rogers, Google him. He's a ridiculous athlete, right? In high school and college, and he could have had that chance in the pros. Probably on my scale, top 5 all-time athlete that I ever played with, played against, or saw play in person. So here we are in 8th grade. You know, for most of us, we could barely slap the net or slap the backboard, and Charles Rogers can pretty much touch the top of the white box on the backboard in 8th grade. He could do whatever he wanted to. So we're running this play, or we're supposed to be running this fast break play after we get done warming up, and ball comes off the glass. Charles gets the rebound. His nickname was Chuck, so everybody called him Chuck. He was supposed to outlet it to the point guard, but he proceeds to, in Shaq-like fashion, dribble the ball up the court and weave in between all of the defenders and then go down to the other end for a monstrous dunk, right, on whoever was brave enough to try to get in his way. So then he kind of jogs back, a little smile on his face, like, oh, la-di-da, look at me. And our coach was like, okay. He's like, Chuck, let's run the play, man. Nice job, nice dunk, but let's run the play. So, ball comes off the backboard again, very next play. Chuck grabs it, doesn't outlet it, dribbles up the court, through all the defenders, goes down, and this time dunks harder, right? Probably like a two-hand dunk. Kicks his legs up, drops down, and we're all just in awe because, I mean, it's 8th grade, and you rarely do you see anybody dunk in 8th grade or dunk like that. And then, he jogs back again, like, oh, I'm proud of myself, look what I did, and now my coach is getting pissed. And he's like, Chuck, last time I'm going to tell you, run the effing play. Ball comes off the backboard, third time. Chuck grabs the rebound. Chuck dribbles up the court, weaves in and out, and then just throws down a one-hand nasty tomahawk dunk. Turns around, stares at my coach, and proceeds to say, F that, coach, I'm the point guard. And my coach is pretty much like, get out of here. And Chuck walked off the court, grabbed his stuff, and left. And he was no longer part of our AAU team. But that was Chuck, I guess, from what I hear from other people. Kind of carefree, and he could do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, on the basketball court, the football field, or the track. I mean, he just had that gift from God, and it's unfortunate that he passed away. So I just wanted to honor these people and just share a little bit more of my life with you guys and what I thought about these things. So hug your wife, kiss your wife, hug your kids, kiss them, tell them you love them, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. So that's My Life Monday with Mike, your mentor. If you guys need anything, as always, hit me up. I love you. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday Thoughts. Have a good night.